Guys, I will do a Comicsgate video later tonight because some Comicsgate news has come up, and I have a lot to say. The EVS, GDA, Mike Miller, Doug Tenaple, and others, Twitter bitching is really something to see. I'm going to be relieved when I finally get permanently suspended again. Mark Wade, a degenerate pervert, hires Mark Zaid, a degenerate pervert, to defend him from tortious interference and defamation. But Mark Wade isn't just any fat old degenerate. He is a conniving one. He starts a GoFundMe for himself and raises, $80,000 to defend himself and his bad acts. Keep in mind that Wade is a millionaire living in Santa Monica, California. He is a limousine liberal, a globalist who wants open borders, but since Mark Wade is the 1%, he doesn't actually want to live with the Untermensch proletariat. So it's sort of a given that Wade and Zaid have Trump derangement syndrome. In fact, Mark Wade wouldn't have made that call to Antarctic Press to warn them that Richard Meyer, 12-year combat veteran, plus 10-year veteran of the meme wars, served proudly in Kekistan. I don't care that it's a dead meme. He's a boomer, which is also a dead meme. As dead as Joy Behar's blackface routine, or Whoopi Goldberg defending a rapist, as Donald Trump Jr. so beautifully put it. If you're curious, go to Twitter and search Joy Behar blackface. The best part is that Twitter will auto-complete it for you, though by now they probably stopped that. Twitter abhors right-of-center views and opinions. It's almost like Twitter and the other media companies learned a lesson in 2016 and decided that they wouldn't let that happen again. So they got rid of Alex Jones of InfoWars, Milo Yiannopoulos, and a bunch of other moderate right-of-center voices. They got rid of the moderate, reasonable voices because they present clear, logical arguments. Alex Jones may be a clown, but he is no dummy. He keeps dropping red pills. It's a strange world when you have to look at Victoria's Secret models now and think to yourself, please don't be trans. Please don't. Oh, wait, that's probably homophobic, isn't it? Because if you don't want to have sex with someone with a penis, you're homophobic. Okay, I guess I'll just go put that penis in my mouth then. Tell me if you know what movie that's from. They can't accuse Alex Jones of being an extremist or anything like that because he doesn't care about race. He just isn't the monster that people claim he is. So the social media companies had to get rid of him. You think it's just a coincidence that all the social media companies decided to get rid of milquetoast Alex Jones? He didn't violate any terms of service. The only thing he is guilty of is helping Trump get elected. Milo and Alex Jones had a small but significant part in helping Trump get elected. For that, they had to be punished. The election of Trump terrified them. But while Trump will probably win in 2020, it will be the last time a right-of-center president gets elected. Demographics is destiny. America is flooded with Latinos from far-left second-world nations. They vote for Dems and socialists when they come to America, and they recreate the socialist paradise that they left. The goal of the globalists is to destroy European nations, which they have done. Everyone knows the names of Soros and Rothschilds, but they're just the tip of the iceberg. But anyway, Mark Wade and Zaid, both childless weirdos, both are into hobbies usually associated with children. Wade writes comics, Zaid is into Disney and weird videos for children. Doug Ernst found a link on Mark Zaid's website that linked to Zaid's YouTube, where Zaid had some creepy activities. He was watching children's videos. Selena Gomez from Child to Woman. Some very creepy, degenerate stuff. Mark Dice found the story that Douglas Ernst had done and rebroadcast it. But it turns out that Mark Zaid quickly scrubbed his YouTube and put it right down the memory hole. Why was Mark Zaid watching the kids' stuff? I assumed that it was just his kid using his account. But apparently he doesn't have kids and is unmarried. Adults don't watch young children on YouTube. That is extremely unsettling. Allegedly, he also posted on his Twitter that he goes to Disneyland by himself. I wouldn't do that myself, but maybe that doesn't seem as weird to me. Maybe there are shows or exhibits that he wants to see. Who knows? Really, he should have just found someone in his office to go with him. But maybe that's even more pathetic. I get the feeling that guys like Mark Wade and Zaid don't have friends. They have allies. There's some weird tweet where Zaid threatened to sick his CIA clients on some anonymous guy who was giving him crap online, allegedly. Zaid seems to have a screw loose. He may be on the spectrum or have borderline personality disorder because he doesn't seem to know what is and isn't socially acceptable. Most people wouldn't publicly threaten somebody in an online forum, and most people wouldn't post pictures of themselves, a 50 to 60-year-old man, i.e. grandfather's age, going to Disneyland by himself. And guys, these aren't defamatory statements of fact. These are just opinions, and I'm no medical expert or any expert of any kind. Other than the Star Wars exhibit at Disneyland, I don't know what Disneyland has to offer. I thought it was just rides for little kids and stuff. There are none in my area, just water parks, otherwise known as urine parks. Why would I want to go swim in somebody's pee? Golden showers are for perverts. I'm not BuzzFeed or Chelsea Handler, who is another childish weirdo with Trump derangement syndrome. Why are there so many weird people obsessed with Trump? And why are so many of them filthy sexual sickos? I wonder if it's in their DNA. Some of them are just attention-seeking, well, I'll call them bundles of sticks, but I did write something else in there. But the rest of them actually seem to be mentally ill communists. It's always this bizarre collection of wealthy idiots who are all for socialism and raising taxes. Hey, morons, you bourgeoisie will be the first put up against the wall and shot. Okay, I didn't look at these beforehand. I think that may actually be a dude. Please don't be a dude, because the torso seems a little bit longer. Is that... I don't... God. What a sick world we live in. At least he tucked it away. They always seem to think that they will be in charge. Who knows? Maybe. In Russia and China, the wealthy were the party members. It was the middle class and the poor who were ass out of luck. There's no such thing as a classless society. Tribal affiliations will always take hold. In communism, resources are scarce, so your family has to come first. At least under capitalism, your family has a chance of working to get ahead. In communism, if you aren't the right race or religion, you're never going to be able to work your way up. The Trump curse seems to be working its sweet, sweet magic. So many of the whack jobs who have attacked Trump have been bitch-slapped by karma. Most of it is that the people who attacked the God Emperor are such evil creatures that their bad deeds will out. It's hard for them to cover up lies when their whole life is a lie. The next part of the issue is the incredible ego and hubris of a lot of alt-left types. The idea that anyone would point out the flaws in their argument is shocking to them. They assume their argument is unassailable. When a rebuttal points out the inconsistencies, they feel threatened and take it as a personal attack. It's why they deflect and switch to ad hominems. They were raised in an echo chamber. Their ideas have never been challenged. They were indoctrinated by socialists their entire time in school. The media they listened to is extreme left-wing propaganda. The kids who were red-pilled were smart enough to smell a rat and break the conditioning. The analogy of taking the red pill and waking up is a good one. Awaken from the soma, put down the bread and circuses. Think how brave it is to be a red-pilled young person or a red-pilled black guy. If you're black and support Trump, the left will instantly turn on you. Suddenly their mask slips and you see their hatred for those who leave the plantation. There is very little diversity of thought among the left. How do you think the puppet masters who control Antifa get Antifa to go out and attack Asians, blacks, Latinos, Muslims, Jews, women, and children? By brainwashing them for a decade. By CNN calling all Republicans Nazis, by Hillary Clinton calling Americans deplorables. Think how delusional you have to be to hide your face and do violence to your fellow Americans, to think that the people who advocate for free speech are the bad guys. In the 60s, the hippies were the free speech people. In the 90s, the work of Karl Marx had done its corruption. Suddenly, the left was against free expression because they found that they couldn't actually defend their ideas. Hate speech became any expression opposed to communism. If they're able to outlaw opposing opinions, which just so happen to be right of center, it quickly shifts the body politic further left. Without free expression, bad ideas can't be criticized. You can't criticize drag kids because that's phobic. You can't criticize fundamental Islam because it's phobic. Likewise for gay or communism, obesity, whatever is the current darling of the left. but it's only left-wing ideas that are protected. Because, hey, maybe communism will work better next time. Well, maybe fascism will work better. It was working well for Japan, Italy, and Germany before they went to war. Who knows how things would have turned out if Japan didn't bomb Pearl Harbor. Anyway, I get the feeling that chickens are coming home to roost for Mr. Mark Zaid. Not that I am saying that Zaid has skeletons in his closet. Well, I mean, we all have skeletons in the closet, but ours are mouse-sized. The rich and powerful people like Zaid are on a whole nother level of fuckery. Our idea of a fun Friday night might be a pizza, a joint, and a few beers, whereas Cecil's might be snorting coke off a hooker's butt. I can't imagine what someone like Zaid does for a good time. I guess he just goes to Disneyland by himself, where he just does whatever it is people do at Disneyland. I have no idea, unless the Snow White girls are actually code for hookers and cocaine. Guys, if you want to enter the art contest, send me your art, join the Discord, drop me an email, biancazombie602@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, because I'm not kidding when I say I will get kicked off probably in a few weeks. I've been on there a couple weeks now, and I'm not long for Twitter. You want to support the channel, you can get a t-shirt at Teespring. The links are all in the description, or give me $2 on Patreon or coffee or whatever that kind of stuff is. Anyway, guys, I will see you in a few hours for a Comicsgate discussion.